First of all, I will start with your visit. These days you are in Kosovo, and you were part of this Women's Summit. How it goes? What was your role in your speech here?
First of all, it's a big honor to be a guest at this extraordinary Women, Peace and Security Summit. I think it is extremely important that the President of Kosovo took the initiative to bring this kind of summit, this kind of meeting here where female leaders from all over the world, from Europe, but also from Canada, from the US, from India, from different states come here to discuss a very, let's say, crucial topic. I mean, I deal with foreign policy, and I'm very happy to have a female president here, to see that more and more following this role model, that women in politics become enforced by this conference. They see that it is possible that you can become a decision maker. And of course, we see for security reasons that women need to be included in this process. We see this hot war, the Russian war in Ukraine at the moment. Women have to play a bigger role here. In the dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia, we need to see that women become more active and have to be requested by the chief negotiator from both sides. So overall, I think the main topic is what can we do as parliamentarians. I'm from the European Parliament, and we put this very high on our agenda in the European Parliament. We need funding for this. We have to see how we have a gender-balanced budget for foreign and security policy, how we can enforce the diplomats, young female diplomats, to have a career in foreign policy and so on and so forth. And for that, this summit is just terrific.
Ms. Von Cramon, you mentioned dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia. Lately, you had a statement about the new proposal that came from France and Germany. And you said that both negotiation teams should treat it seriously because the other one could be worse. What did you mean with that? Do you know more details about this proposal? Why did you say that?
Well, I see that for a long time there was no push either from the United States or from Europe, from bilateral initiatives. And now for the first time you see there's a bit of a progress from the EU side, from Miroslav Lajcak's side, but this is also, let's say, fueled in by a concrete proposal from the German and the French leadership, from the Chancellor, from President Macron. So we all have an interest that things are move on, that Kosovo at some point not just receive the visa liberalization, but also become a vibrant member of the European Union. But for that, we have to finish the dialogue. And for the dialogue, we need compromises. We need compromises on the Serbian side, but also we need a little bit more of, let's say, compromising attitude here. And for that, I assume it would be good if this proposal could be considered as a serious proposal. I would really ask each and everyone in this country look at that very carefully and think how far you can go in agreeing to this proposal.
You said also that both sides should follow some pillars, not hard ones. What did you mean? I mean, what will be the, let's say, these compromises that you mentioned for both sides?
Well, it's a bit too early to go into details. But of course, at the moment, for example, in Serbia, still the whole debate is about we will never recognize Kosovo. Everyone knows this is impossible. Of course, there will be any kind of a recognition. Maybe the recognition in the first place is not 100% of what Kosovo expected, but nevertheless, it might be better than nothing. So when you consider moving forward, when you consider, for example, Kosovo should become soon a member of the Council of Europe, you should think about how to do this. And maybe this proposal might be a supportive element, might be an aid for that. And that's why I think this is a good chance to get the next step.
Do you think that for Serbia will be a request recognizing Kosovo when it comes to becoming a member of EU?
No, that is the other way around. I think we need to settle the bilateral issues between Kosovo and Serbia first, and then Serbia would not have the opportunity to block things. So it is painful. It is not easy, but we need to finish this dialogue first, and then we would also see that more and more countries will properly recognize Kosovo, which is also a big obstacle still in the European Union. 5 states have not recognized that. I hope with an agreement we can overcome that, and then the next steps should be possible.
Do you think that the new proposal will kind of lead 5 countries of EU to recognize Kosovo if things goes in the right direction?
I would assume, I don't know about Spain, they are most reluctant, but for the other countries I could imagine this would be possible.
You said that the situation in Serbia is worse than in 1999 for the country. What did you mean? Is it because of the statement that they have about what happens in Ukraine, or?
Well, it depends. I mean, the domestic situation is not easy. If you're an independent journalist, if you belong to an activist group who criticize Vucic and his guys, if you're against any of the, let's say, initiatives from the economical cooperation from China, you are rather threatened by the state, and that is not easy. So some people tell me they feel more pressure than during the 90s. That's why I was saying this.
The new proposal, do you think that it will bring an agreement before 2024, when we will have, let's say, election even in US or even EU?
This should be, I think this should be possible, but of course it's not up to me to decide. This is up to the decision makers here in Pristina and in Belgrade.
You had meetings these days here. Do you have, let's say, do you have any opinion what people are saying? Because, for example, Mr. Escobar asked for 10 months to postpone the agreement about the license plate, but yesterday Madam President didn't give it as a possibility. So how do you find the position of Kosovo government and institution regarding a new proposal or even step forward?
Well, in general, of course, it would make things easier if there is another extension of this period. On the other hand, we are waiting for this implementation already for 11 years. So it's not that the Serbian side or the people in the north or whoever still drives with an old license plate is not aware of the situation. But I think what needs to be clear that there is a phase out, and everyone has and had a chance to apply for a new license plate. And I really recall on this government here, I think they do this very responsible, not to start confiscating, but rather have a very, let's say, smooth transition. 2
more questions and we will finish this. One, it's about the Association of Municipalities, Serbian municipalities. It will be part of this new proposal, and should Kosovo move forward with this, or what is the solution?
Well, I mean, it was always in the hand of Kosovo to come up with an own proposal. As far as I know, it's not explicitly mentioned, and I think that Kosovo is smart enough to see the entire package. So, speaking about this German-French proposal, I don't think it is explicitly mentioned in there.
Last question. It's the 4th year that the European Commission gives a green light for visa liberalization. Do you think that this year, or let's say the beginning of next year, will be the end for this issue for Kosovo people?
Well, you know, I was asked that so many times. I'm so sick and tired to it. I was suffering last Thursday when again there was a new, let's say, procedure on how to give Kosovo this visa lip. I support each and everyone who works on this issue, but when this one is going to happen, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why people are so much afraid in the council. I don't know why they come up with, let's say, new
conditions.
Yeah, maybe it's not a condition, but new procedures. I think people here have deserved it. I think the Commission reviewed assessment has shown that everything really from the Kosovo side went into the right direction. Nothing went wrong. There's no doubts that you fulfilled all the criteria. So I don't know what people are waiting for in the Council, in the European Council.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot.